Diacast North is a channel devoted to the teen to adult toy collector, pop culture fans, and fellow nerd enthusiasts. This is a PG-13 channel. I might say some shit. Viewer and parental discretion is advised. Hello to you all, my lords, my ladies, my galactic overlords, my AI overlords and friends. It's time for another episode of Diecast North Galactic Hooligan. Today it's time to break out the bug repellent because today we're going to be taking a look at our first Insecticon. So it's time to take a look at Kickback. I cannot wait for Bombshell. I cannot wait for Shrapnel. I can't wait to see if we actually get the others of the line of Insecticons, because that'd be great. I really want to see Chop Chop and all that. But today we're going to be taking a look at their Enforcer Kickback. If Bombshell's the brains and Shrapnel is actually the leader, this will actually be their Enforcer. So, I really want to take a look at this guy. I've been having a lot of fun with this guy for the whole week, and he's actually been great to photograph. He's been great to mess around with and everything. So, I can't wait for you to check him out with me. Welcome to the review. If this is your first time checking out my channel, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit the like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I am, because of you all, almost at 500, and my next step is 500 million. So I'd really appreciate all your help because I'm actually trying to grow this channel, and I feel as though this channel is actually really growing into something special. So I'd appreciate all your help. And now it's time to hop into a review. Get it? Because he's a grasshopper, you know? So anyway, let's go. And finally, I'm able to take a look at the first Insecticon in the whole entire list. It is none other than Kickback. And I am loving Kickback so far, but let's take a look at the box first and everything, because like a lot of people actually love going through the box and everything. Kickback using all three of his weapons, all three of his primary weapons in bug mode and everything, in his grasshopper mode. That's actually really, really awesome. And as always, the artists that actually work on the boxes and everything are just really spectacular. I love that so much, and I'm actually really loving this box. Now, the box is actually coming from Target, and I actually found this guy just by chance and everything. No drag strip yet or anything like that. I'm actually looking for that guy like crazy and everything. So if anybody actually has a heads up on drag strip, just let me know. But because of the fact that now we're actually dealing with the Decepticons and Legacy and everything, we actually have a picture over here of Megatron drag strip, I think Iguanas was it, and let's see, and a mini Skywarp there and everything. So that's actually looking pretty cool. Oh, and a little bit of Kickback also. I didn't even notice that in the corner or anything. You know, but this is actually really cool. So this will actually be the Decepticons' answer to the Legacy packaging and everything. And as always, if you actually want to go through the bio and everything, there you go. You've got it. Now all you have to do, hold on, let me just focus on that for all of you out there. Yeah, there you go. Now you can actually get Kickback's bio and everything and read it to your leisure. And he is actually looking pretty great. And as always, I am going to be showing you this instruction booklet and everything because I really like the way this actually looks and everything. And it is actually done in purples and teals and everything. So as for the Legacy line and everything. So once you actually go through this, and once you actually go through all of this, and now you know Shaolin Kung Fu grasshopper style. And now let's take a look at the beast itself. It is Kickback. He is really my favorite Insecticon out of the three, and how it always has been. I used to have his toy back in the G1 days and everything, and he is amazing. Now, the one thing that this guy won't do is that he won't open up his chest, his back here, or his chest when he's in robot mode and everything. For some reason, they actually didn't do that, but they actually got the molding right and everything, and that I'm actually really happy about. But Kickback actually has his legs back here and everything. Really, really cool. I almost kind of think that they may be a little shorter, but I'm not really complaining about it or anything like that, because like everything else here is amazing. I was actually really surprised that they were actually able to pull off this whole entire thing without like using like a full part for cheating and everything like that. So that's actually really cool. And I love the fact that they actually have this thing right over here. A lot of third-party companies don't even do this, where you actually have like a covering for the face and everything like that, so that's great. But he's actually looking as grasshoppery as can actually be. There we go. I'll give you a little bit more of a close-up into this guy right over here. That's actually pretty awesome. I have like a little bit of a paint mishap over here and everything from the factory, but like that's pretty much the only thing that's actually off on my guy here and everything. Otherwise than that, he's actually a really, really solid dude. He actually has his gun right over here. You can put on, you can actually leave it on or take it off right over here, and that's his storage for his gun in robot mode and in insect mode. So that's actually very, very cool. But I'm really loving these iridescent wings here and everything. I love this so much. I love it when they actually do get like clear plastic right here. At first I thought it actually had like a silver sheen on the inside and everything, but it doesn't. It's just real. It's made really, really cool in this like really stained glass kind of a fashion and everything. So I think that's great. Let's take a look at the inside of this wing over here, because that's where some of the magic is actually happening there. Look at that. It's kind of like a corn cob design, but I really love everything about like how they actually modeled those wings there. It's probably like one of my favorite things when they actually do get something like that right and everything, you know. But like we actually have like all the detailing back here also. Very, very cool. I'm loving it so much. And for someone who's usually more into like more of the complex transformations in Transformers, he's actually very, very cool. One of the things that he actually does come with is he actually comes with these wings these wing pieces right over here. You actually have multiple uses for it and everything, and it's actually really cool. You can actually, I'm going to show you right now what you can actually do with it. You can actually kind of like combine them together and make them a massive sword. You can actually make them 2 swords or 2 guns, whatever you'd like to do. They actually have on this guy, they have like multiple sections right over here. So anything that any place that you actually wanted to put these weapons, you actually have like a tab piece right over here, and all you want to do is kind of like stick them into the wing like that. And let me just pick a space that equals over here, and there we go. And now you actually have multiple weapons right over here. So if you actually needed for him to like go into like a shootout with like Autobots and everything like that, he can. And these are blast effects compatible. And I just wanted to show you a compatibility of the blast effects. So you can actually put one weapon over here, one blast effect over here, and one over here, and you are raring to go as like the warrior grasshopper you could possibly be. And he is just looking great here. I am loving that. And I'm going to give you one quick comparison right over here. Over here we actually have the Kickback from Titans Returns right over here. So this is Take Your Kid to Work Day here and everything with the both of them. And one thing that you'll actually notice right over here is that this version of Kickback actually has a thorax. And you're actually wondering if that's actually missing over here, but he actually does come with one. So all you actually have to do is kind of separate these 2 pieces right over here. And this is something that's not even in the instruction booklet, but I kind of found this out accidentally when I actually took these and I moved the wings up, because I don't want to break them one bit or anything like that. But there's a piece right over here on the back over here that you can actually plug these 2 into right here, and just let me do that and slide that in. And now you actually have like kind of like an Energon thorax here and everything. So that's actually pretty cool too. It was just like that little attention to detail that I thought was actually so cool on this guy. And you can actually use him while he's hopping around. And if he's actually kicking, he can also slash at the same time and everything. So that's actually really, really cool. Adds to a little bit more play value of the guy. And I really like this. To keep going with my Legacy comparison, Legacy RC, Legacy Skids, and Studio Series Slag. And I really love the way these two actually look together. From my recollection, I can't remember a series where or like an episode where we actually got Dinobots versus Insecticons. I've always wanted to see that, and always thought that these two would actually make the worst rivals altogether. Well, the best rivals / worst enemies ever and everything like that in any incarnation and everything. I'd always think that they were actually always trying to outdo each other, and I love the fact that they finally can and everything. You know, this is actually really great, and yeah. This is so cool. I'm really loving everything about these guys. Anyway, I'm actually going to give you transformation, and then I'm going to continue. All right, with Mighty Kick, Kickback is ready to transform. All right, in transformation, we're actually just going to get rid of this for now, and this. And it's not really important to keep those on or anything, although you can while you're transforming them. But just to give you a clear shot as what this actually looks like while he's actually transforming, then I'm going to leave those off. Also, I'm going to take off his Tommy gun, and we are going to transform this guy. He's actually really, really simple. Simple as shit. Like, all you have to do is close these forearms right over here. We'll actually bring these to his side. We will twist the whole entire bug leg up, around and up. And we're just going to bring that right into the back of his legs. And do the same thing on the other side. And we're just going to put his feet down, easy as can actually be. We're going to raise his wings all the way up like so. We're going to open his arms up, and there goes his hands, and we will just then take this, and we'll, sorry guys, short nails right now and everything, but we are going to take this face guard right over here and bring this all the way down like so, and then we are going to give his head a 180, and there we go, and that is Kickback in robot mode, and he is looking pretty awesome. I love him, and let me continue. Kickback was always one of the most diabolical Decepticons to me, and I always loved his design. I know one of the company heads over at Hasbro actually decided to call Kickback the leader of the Insecticons, but I never looked at him that way. I always thought that he was actually like the strongman of the whole entire Insecticon team, the one who, I don't know if he was actually as powerful hungry as Shrapnel was or anything like that, but he was pretty much up there. Let me give you a tight look at his face over here, which is great. I actually have like a little bit of a factory thing over here where like some of the paint is actually mangled over here. I should have actually looked a little bit more into the box itself and everything, because remember, with these boxes you actually kind of like have this thing where you could actually still kind of like poke your finger in there and everything. So that could have actually happened, and this could have actually happened in transit, where Kickback could have actually been mangled a little bit on this side right over here, although it looks like he's actually been burned a lot more than anything else, you know. I don't I really have to like fix this a little bit more, and my fingers, I'm sorry guys and girls, but like I've got to like lotion up a little bit more and everything like that to get ready for these reviews. My apologies. But anyway, let me continue with the review here, because like it looks like he's actually been really singed here, which kind of like makes me feel as though he's a great adversary for Slag and everything. Just as I did with my Nova Star and Spinister, where I actually made them arch enemies and everything like that, because like for some reason they got into a fight and say Spinister's face was actually gnarled because of Nova Star's heat blast and everything. I kind of like feel like this is kind of like a similar situation and everything like that between Kickback over here and with Slag, But I really love this. The antenna are actually right over here, made of a malleable material and everything, so you aren't gonna like actually break it or anything like that as much or anything, although be careful with that, you know, like I'm pretty sure that there may be ways of bangling it and everything all together. His head is actually really beautiful though. He looks like Kickback. And this over here is actually really cool also. I love his body style. And I'm loving this thing too. Like they actually figured a way to like actually keep the wings stationary right on the inside while moving the arm and everything. That's really, really cool. I appreciate that. Although this over here kind of confuses me and everything, because like of course they're supposed to be robots, but it looks like Kickback's been working out. It looks like he'd be working out and he actually got some abs and he's actually got pecs and everything like that. Like, look at this guy. He has not missed ab day whatsoever. And, you know, it looks like, to me, in a way, it looks like he's actually wearing an Insecticon t-shirt more than anything else. You know what I mean? But, like, aside from that, very, very cool altogether. Kind of sad that this couldn't have actually been opened because we actually have these clips right over here. And this, everybody's been commenting about the fact that this hinge is actually over here. And I don't know, I don't really think it's actually like kind of a last minute thing that they actually decided to like leave it closed or anything, only because this thing over here is actually there, the tabs that are actually on ulterior sides over here. And I really think that it would have actually been great if you actually opened it up and you had like a little cockpit and everything like that for like say, your headmasters or your Titans Masters and that sort of thing. That would have actually been really, really cool for that addition and everything, to make him kind of like go back to more of his Diaclone stages and that sort of thing, you know? But he's really nice. I love the fact that there is amazing. I mean, it's just like really, really cool. There's hardly any waffling except for like in the legs right over here, you know, but aside from that, he is a solid dude. I really like this guy a lot. His articulation is, he can actually go 360 on this head right over here. He actually has a wibbly wobbly right over here, so that's actually really cool. He can actually make a slight down, a slight up, not too much of like an extended look there or anything, but that's actually really cool. His wings can go all the way around, so that's actually really nice. He actually has like a hinge joint going out here. He actually has a 360 on his shoulder right over here, uninhibited. He has bicep rotation, so that's really nice. He does have like over 90 degrees right over here. No wrist articulation, which is actually kind of sad because he could have actually had like a whole lot of like different abilities with like sword poses, but you can actually kind of like move his arm down this way and everything for swords. Mine is actually kind of loose. I just have to fix that up a little bit and then he will actually be okay. And then you actually have this. If you actually want to use this for whatever reason, you can. This side doesn't necessarily move along with the rest of the arm or anything like that, but it does when you actually do the bicep rotation. He actually has this right over here. That's actually great rotation on his waist right over here. He can kick up really, really high and everything. So like I would not want anything more for my kickback than that. He can kick all the way back like this, you know, so like he is kickback, so he should actually be able to do that. He's got mighty kicks and it's really, really cool. I love this also. He's got full Kung Fu exposure right over here. Look at this. He can actually do more than a split right over here, which is freaking amazing and everything. So like, this is me just being kind of super nerdy about this and shit, guys and girls. But like, let me tell you something, everyone in between, let me tell you something. If I did not have that in my kickback, he wouldn't be kickback. You know what I mean? So I love this. I love the fact that he can actually overextend his knee right over here and everything. It looks like he's actually broken apart and everything, but that's how much he actually kicks. That's how much he actually hates Autobots and everything. That's how much he hates Slag. You know, I love this so much. Also, I wasn't expecting this, but you also have like the ankle tilt right over here also. So really, really nice. little Dorsey, a little flexion, you know, so like that's really, really cool. So like all the way around, he is a very, very cool Insecticon. Wish he actually had like a deeper cut right over here. But aside from that, like that's pretty much it. I kind of want the cut just so he can actually look up a little bit and everything. And I think that would have actually made him perfect. But is he perfect? He's kind of perfect. Weaponry goes like this. So we actually have this Tommy gun right over here, brilliantly colored. I don't know exactly why they actually broke it up in purple and with purple and silver over here or anything like that, but it's actually kind of cool. I kind of like it. And also, because he actually has that whole thing going, he is Blast Effects compatible still and everything. And I love the fact that they actually kept the Blast Effects compatibility for this line and everything for some of our figures. I hope that actually keeps going on with the rest of the figures and everything, because that is really, really cool. And I love these blast effects so much and everything. Again, a petition to Hasbro and Takara, please make these actually happen and everything. Put them in a polybag or something. Send them over to our houses, because like we love these blast effects still and everything. There is so much more that can actually be done with them and everything. I really love to see more of this going and everything. Aside from that, he actually does do that, and you can actually put his weapon right on the back over here, and that's actually really great weapon storage. I love it. But besides that, we actually have these wing weapons right over here that you can actually put on the sides right over here on his shoulders. Mine on my right shoulder, no, I'm sorry, mine on my left shoulder is actually like very, very loose and everything, but it still hasn't spoiled this thing for me. I'm probably not going to Kiki's that or anything like that at all, because I kind of like everything else it actually does. But if you actually wanted to have like kind of like null rays and everything like that on the sides, you can. And remember also, they're still Blast Effects compatible, so you can actually kind of like do this thing. Hold on, let me throw that in here, and you can actually put this on here, right here. And they actually work a lot better with the orange Blast Effects, honestly. But you could actually do this whole thing and still have him keep like null ray compatibility and everything, so he can actually be an honest Decepticon. You can also make these blades where you can actually kind of like put them into his hands right over here. So that's actually really, really nice. So you can actually have like some energy slashing and everything. So that's great. Love this so much. And if you actually wanted him to go all He-Man about it and everything, you can actually combine both sides of his power sword, and with just a little bit of this, and there we go. You actually have like an amazing broadsword. Just let me bring this down here a little bit. So I kind of like imagined that he'd actually kind of like hold it right down this way and everything, so he can actually like guard his knuckles and everything all together and everything. Kind of just like more of like swords play than anything else, but like that is really, really cool. I love this. And the only thing that actually kind of like really wish that he actually had was, I wish that he actually had wrist articulation, so he can actually take this sword anywhere. And with this added motion right over here, you actually have like a lot of sword play dynamics and everything that's actually really working with him, and I am just a big fan of this. For Savage Kickback comparisons, we have RC and Kickback and Skids, and we have Kickback and Slag. And for a final look, I wanted to take a look at Kickback and Kickback. Titans Returns Kickback, actually, and you know, it's amazing what a difference a season or two actually makes and everything, because I really didn't think that we were actually going to get anything else in a Kickback or anything like that. I thought this guy was actually going to be like the Hasbro answer to what Kickback actually is and everything, even when it comes down to this and opening this up and seeing this cockpit and everything like that, which is actually great. Like, you could actually put a Titan Master in there and everything. That's actually very, very cool. But now we've actually had a chance to like find a final version of an upgraded version of a beloved toy and everything, and I think that's actually really, really awesome. I would have actually loved to see this, the cockpit, installed in here and everything, and it looked like they actually really did have some plans to like maybe think about doing that, but I'm not disappointed one bit or anything like that. And on Take Your Kid to Work Day, this kid over here actually seems like he's actually got like a sturdy pair of boots to look up to and everything, and I really love this Kickback so much. He is just everything that Kickback should actually be and more, and I'm actually going to give you a final thought in just a moment. So Kickback really came out to be a great figure. I'm actually really liking him a lot. In fact, I'm actually loving everything that Legacy has actually brought into us so far, and it has not disappointed one bit or anything like that. Kind of makes me think that I was kind of straying away from him, Laser Prime, you know? Laser Prime actually seems like he's gonna be cool, just like the rest of them and everything. And I'm actually really surprised, because like, I think Kato's review might have actually talked me into it and everything like that altogether. I've actually had Martin Sebastian actually tell me about it. I've actually had a few people actually tell me about it, but like now that I've actually overlooked, and I thought that Kato's collection was actually going to scrutinize that guy a lot more, because I thought he was actually going to, because I know him to be, I know him from like all of his videos so far to be as like definitely honest as he can possibly be, and like his honesty actually has no depth whatsoever that it'll actually go to, and I really enjoyed that about his reviews. And that being said, maybe, well, I don't know, but like, well, as far as anything else though, if you actually go for Kickback, yes, this guy is really cool. I'm actually really loving everything that he really does. He's actually got style, he's got substance, and I love everything about this guy. He's simple as shit, you know, don't get me wrong. Like the transformation, super simple. Like the thought process that went behind this, it was just like take everything from G1 and just give them more articulation, and they succeeded. They won, you know? Plus, they actually gave him a couple of other weapons that I'm actually super enjoying, and it has a lot of versatility, and I thought it was actually just gonna be like something where it was just like plug and play, like give him a sword, you know, and then that's done. But like they actually gave him a versatile weapon. He's got more firepower, more swordsmanship than he's ever had, and I really enjoy this figure so much. I highly recommend him. If you actually get him, find him. If you actually find a drag strip, tell me, where'd you find him? Anyway, so that's it really for me and everything. I really appreciated doing this review for you and everything, because this has actually been one of my favorite Transformers since I was like a wee lad or teenager, whatever you have you. So like, I think like the collection's actually really shaping up, isn't it? You know, like it seems like we're actually getting everyone that we've actually wanted, and I kind of feel like Legacy will actually bring out even more, because you know we've actually went through Fan Tuesdays actually, and that actually brought a lot more to the table, and I really can't wait to see what else we're actually going to be getting. This is an exciting time to be a collector, and I kind of feel like my 86 and my 84 to 86 collection is actually almost done. But is it though? Because all of a sudden we're actually getting so much in Prime, and this is actually a great time to be a collector. Honestly, I'm actually going to keep on talking if I'm left to my own devices and everything. So I'm going to sign off for now and everything. And remember, love each other out there, treat each other with kindness and respect, and treat yourselves with the same thing. And also, when these stop being magical, that's when I'll stop collecting. I'll definitely talk to you soon. I look forward to it. See you soon.